What's up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingNews.com and welcome back to more Kentucky Derby coverage here at the website. We're going to feature Rodriguez in this video here as we look at the 2025 Kentucky Derby contenders. Let's pull his page up on the screen now. Rodriguez, 5 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds, 2 1/3. So it's never missed the board. This year, 4 starts, 2 first, 1 second, 1/3. So obviously kind of a mixed mash of situations here. A horse that we really just haven't seen the best from in all of his races. With the races we have, they were very good. So, second in a maiden special weight at Del Mar, stretched out to 2 turns for the first time this year on January 4th, won a maiden special weight at Santa Anita by 7 lengths. Beat a horse named Baeza that day, by the way, who people are pretty high on after his second place effort in the Santa Anita Derby. So he made short work of him. Came to the Robert B. Lewis. I thought he was going to win that race before they ran it, and they did not let him go to the lead. They kind of tried to rate his speed, and he was a mess. It was just a disaster of a race. He kind of looked like he was quitting. Then he made a move, and then he kind of quit again. And it was like, well, he'll move forward off of that. He got an education. He certainly did not move forward off of that in any way, shape, or form when he was third in the San Felipe, and he was a well beaten third, well behind Rodriguez and Barnes in that race. It was another just total disaster of a race from start to finish. He just didn't do anything they really wanted him to do. And so I had my doubts about him in the Wood Memorial up at Aqueduct, where he was able to win in gate to wire fashion. And was the first time since that main special weight win where he got the lead and got comfortable on the front end. And when that happens, he is very tough to catch. Captain Cook made a big move at him, and he just kind of tossed him aside. Grande finished second in that race. He got a pretty wide trip. He had some excuses, but I don't think he was going to catch him, even if he had a great trip that day. He was just a tough customer in that race. So very nice wins, and then some ugly looking losses. Good news is, I think, look, he has the running style that, Bob Baffert runners, that's how they win the Kentucky Derby, at least recently. When you look at the last 3 horses that are cross the wire first for Bob Baffert, they all kind of went 46 and change to the half and was able to gallop on out there and win. And that's what this horse has shown the capability to do. You go back to his maiden, when he ran 46 and change to the half and just kept going. He was a little bit slower in the Wood Memorial, or, I think he was 47 and change for that one. But look, he can get to the front and keep going. I think the big key when you look at him, it's going to be the pace of the race. And will he be able to behave himself, do what they ask him to do, and get to the lead? I think that's a big question mark for him based on his past performances. I think it's a big question mark for the other main speed in the race as well. As of right now, it's East Avenue. He's been up and down. He is not a horse you could really trust to do exactly what you think he's going to do on paper either. So that kind of muddles, I should say, the pace scenario of this thing. I'm not really sure what it's going to be. It's also the Kentucky Derby. In the last couple of years, I thought, this pace might not be that fast, and it was. People just sent. Will that trend kind of, go away this year? Because there was a time before Rich Strike where these paces were pretty slow in the Derby, and then it has really sped up significantly in the last few years. So that's kind of the question mark there. If the pace is not that hot, he is definitely going to be the one they have to catch. Now, you look at, obviously, the Pedigree by Authentic. That seems to be good so far. Horses by Authentic that stretch out have been running well. He is by a kind of a sprint sire there. Cherokee Run is the sire of the Dam. I don't know. He's ran a mile and eighth, and he did it very successfully. So at that point, I think he's, the Pedigree, while it's like, it's 50-50, he has already done it a mile and an eighth. So I'm not overly concerned about the Pedigree. I think he's going to be fine there. I think he can get the distance. So, but again, you're going to look at the negatives. It certainly is. Hey, there's races on this horse's past performance where it hasn't been good. Robert B. Lewis, San Felipe was not good. Now, you do look at the Wood Memorial and you go, okay, that's great. But he did have to go to Aqueduct to do it. He got away from his stablemate. So there's question marks around that, but he did run very well in that race. And so my final verdict on this horse, as we look towards the Kentucky Derby, it's all going to depend on his behavior, because that's a big problem. He had trouble behaving in the post parade at Santa Anita. He was very good at Aqueduct, but it's a different I mean, it's going to be nuts. Obviously, Kentucky, so big, different ball game. So that's a problem. And also, will he go out and get the lead? If he does behave, will they, kind of send him and do that thing? So that's a problem for him. And how fast is this pace going to be? I think that's another problem for him. On the flip side, if a Bob Baffert horse is ahead, let's say by a length, and ran 46 and change to the half, I think there will be people that are worried about what's going to happen. And if this horse can, if they bet horses behind this horse, Rodriguez, they may be worried about running him down. So I think there is a scenario where he can look pretty darn good in this race. And there's also a scenario where he could totally be a disaster. And obviously there's always that chance in a horse race, especially the Kentucky Derby. I'm saying there's a realistic, scenario for both of those cases. So that's kind of how I look at Rodriguez. So I think he's kind of use him on your multi races. Maybe don't use him underneath and tries and, and stuff like that, because he may kind of be that all or nothing type. He wins, or maybe he's out of it completely. That's kind of how I view Rodriguez. All right, that'll do it for this video. Hit that like button if you like it. Hit subscribe if you really like it. Want to get alert anytime we do videos like this. And most importantly, stay tuned to the channel for more Kentucky Derby coverage.